Hey there, it's me, Nicky Asher-Bowling from It's Going to Be Okay, the podcast where we embrace the journey, share uplifting stories, and explore real-life tips for navigating the twists and turns, especially when it comes to living with depression and anxiety. I'm here to remind you that there's a community of support cheering you on. Life's roads can be bumpy, and many of us face the challenges of managing our mental health. But fear not, because on this podcast, we are not just talking about the struggles. We're sharing practical advice, genuine experiences, and the stories of incredible individuals who have discovered their own paths to resilience. So whether you're looking for a boost of motivation, seeking coping strategies, or wanting to connect with others who understand, join me on this journey. Together, we'll laugh, learn, and find the strength to face whatever comes our way. This podcast is more than words. It's a lifeline of encouragement and a reminder that even in the darkest moments, it's going to be okay. Grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's dive into the heartwarming tales and valuable advice that makes life's challenges a conquerable adventure. Thank you for tuning in, and let the journey begin. Hey, everybody. It's Nikki again. And excuse me, sorry about that. So, yes, I've been sick. I've had this sinus infection, I think, since the beginning of January. And now my husband has it. So I had to share. Anyway, but I'm not going to let that stop me from doing today's podcast. Last week, if you listened in, I talked about Philippians. Oh, dear Jesus. Philippians 4:2. Was that what it was? And my mind just left me. Anyway, so we talked about what to think about when you're struggling with those thoughts that can keep you down and depress you. And you think on things that are lovely, think on things that are true, so on and so forth. So I encourage you to start with that podcast. Listen, it's really good. And so today I'm going to talk about what is the one thing that you can do to get your life back on track. So, a lot of us who, I feel like this year I've really had to gravitate toward my support group, my um, house, we call them house moms at church. They divide us up into small little women's group. And I've gotten really close to those ladies. And anytime that I need something, we're in a text group together. I'll mention it to them and they just pray for me, or give me words of encouragement. I also have my book club, that I've been part of for, I know it's almost 10 years now. And whenever I need anything, I need a laugh, I can always go to them and they help me. And then now I have my online Bible study group um, that I've been a part of for almost, I think it's going to be 2 years now. And, you know, whenever I need support from them, I can go to them. And then, of course, my friends and family. So you've got to build your support group. If you don't have that, then just let me say you've got one person in your support group, and that's me. And I would encourage you, if you're going through something, to definitely reach out. And you don't even have to tell me what's going on, but you know, I am a very good listener. I can offer words of encouragement and definitely pray for you. So I feel like this past couple of months have been very challenging for me. I've had some things happen. Plus, I've been sick and I've had some past family drama that has come up that, oh, if you hear my husband, I apologize. I told him I was recording, but sometimes he forgets. But So anyway, I've had past family trauma that's come up, and I I just feel like I've been pulled in different directions with that, and I'm just trying to be very discerning, um, or have discernment when responding, because, your family, they can definitely hurt your feelings. And instead of focusing on me, I need to reply back and find out what is their, you know, I really feel like God's been working with them. So I need to respond in a Christian manner, because I know that God will give me comfort in those times when my feelings have been hurt. So, and of course, I've got my husband. He's my number one cheerleader. Anytime I'm down and out, I always call him first, and he always seems to know what to say to uplift me. So, if you don't have anybody like that in your life, I'm so sorry, but you do have me. So definitely reach out to me on Facebook. I know last week I mentioned that my Facebook uh, page had been hacked, so I had to create a new one. And it's the same name. It's going to be okay. So you might see two of them, um, but definitely DM me. And you can also reach me on my personal Facebook page, Michelle, and then Nicky Asher-Bowling. So, so those where you can reach me now. I do have other social media platforms that I'm on, but Facebook's the one that's easiest to get a hold of me. So what I want to talk about today is what is that one thing that you can do to kind of catapult you into wanting to do the right thing when we all know that when we are in a depressed state of mind or we have a lot of anxiety, we can be frozen in that moment and we're not going to be able to do anything. We've got a whole list of things that we need to get done, like we have our work list, we have our home list, we have our kids list, things that are errands, and you don't wanna do anything. You just wanna lay in bed because you're depressed. And so but, life doesn't wait for us to be done for us to be done being depressed, right? So, what is it the one thing that you can do, to get your life going back in the right direction? Um, I know back in 2020, if you've listened to any of my past podcasts, you'll know that there was a very definite separation between my middle son and the rest of the family. And it's still there, but I got something on here, but it's better. Like his relationship with me is better, and with my husband is better. But he doesn't have a relationship with the rest of the family, like his siblings. So I and he had cut himself from us completely. So I was unable to call or talk to him. I was able to call and talk to my daughter-in-law. I was unable to call and talk to my granddaughter for over, a year. And that was devastating to me. Um, I had always kept, when I was raising the boys, kept them close to me. Hardly ever let them go far away. Um, they went on trips and things like that, but they were always with me and we did things as family and stuff like that. So for him to do that was pretty um, it put me in a sad, depressed state, and I couldn't do anything. I did not wanna go to family I didn't wanna do holidays, I didn't wanna spend time with the rest of the family. My daily chores, I didn't wanna do those. I had quit bathing. I had gained weight, my hormones were out of control, and I had no energy to do anything at all, and so I my husband, he told me, he's like, you can't keep living like this. You've got to do something. And so at the time I had listened to, she's my life coach now, but I had listened to or went to one of her classes that she had, and she offered a free 15-minute call. And so I signed up for that. And she's like, "Well, how can I help you? What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've got to do something because the way I've been living has not been fruitful to my life." And so that's when I started the journey, that one 15-minute call. And so what we did was set up little things for me to do to get done before the next week because I signed up to be um, her client, a client. So we met on a weekly basis. And from there, my life has completely changed 1,000%. And I went from that person that couldn't even walk from the living room to the kitchen, you know, because my health had declined so much from just not doing anything, to someone now who leaves home every day, um, goes out and meets with my clients for work, and I help them, and to doing God's work, um, and to just having a much happier existence. So, so I say all that to say, what is that one thing for you that you need to do? I know for my life coach, when she started her journey, her one thing was to walk to the mailbox and get the mail, you know, because we're women that have suffered from depression and have other issues. And we understand that um, there are things in your life that's going to cause you, that is going to petrify you, freeze you in that moment to where you can't do anything. And so, if you're someone that's feeling that way and you think, what a how am I going to get out of this situation? How am I going to move on with my life? You don't know what to do. Um, the um, the only thing I can tell you is what is that one thing that will help you, just that one little thing that will help you, get up? Is it going to the mailbox? Is it making a phone call to someone to say, "Hey, I desperately need your help"? Is it putting the basket of clothes in the laundry room? Is it taking a shower? Is it writing in your journal? So I highly urge you to find that one thing and to do it. Just don't think about it, just get up and do it, and then do that thing again the next day, and the next day, and then you're gonna start feeling, "Okay, I went to the mailbox. Now let me do something else." "I'm gonna wash my dishes." So that's what I wanted to talk to. I feel like it's been a while. I had all kinds I think I already rehashed this last week, but I just feel like sometimes it's good to get back to the basics, because we're all human. I've been there where I just I didn't want to get out of bed. Like I still feel that way. Like on Saturdays I don't want to get out of bed. And but I can't, life is going to go on without me, and I want to live life. I know you want to live life. So I feel like last week was, what is the thought process? Cuz depression and anxiety, it can really get in your head, and it can really like I said, freeze you in a moment to where you are unable to do anything at all, unable to make those rational decisions. And so that's why I love that scripture in Philippians. And let me just make sure that that's the right one, because I feel like anyone that has Okay, well, it's not 4-2, so I was wrong about that. It's 4-8. Sorry about that. But I'll read it here in just a second. That's why, people say, well, I can't control what I think. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. What you put into, what you listen to, what you watch on the internet, what you watch on TV, what you read, all of that is in your mind and you can control that. And that's the first step, that we need to start working on is finally, brethren, this is in the New King James Version. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which you have both learned and received and heard and seen in me do, and the God of peace shall be with you. You think on those things, and God will give you peace of mind. And it's not easy. None of this stuff is not easy. It's simple, it's elementary, but it's not easy because um, I used to tell my oldest son that, he struggled with sitting still. He struggled with concentrating. And I said, you know what? You have to do these things. These things are going to be harder for you. So you have to work harder to get them done. And and that's why I have to tell myself, I can do these things. It's going to be harder for me. And I have to work harder to be able to accomplish those goals. And so the first thing we need to do is work on our mind and what we're thinking about. And so whenever I pick something to watch or I pick something to read, is it true? Is it honest? Is it just? Is it pure? Is it lovely? Is it of good report? If it's not any of these things, then I'm not going to waste my time with it because I have enough going on in my head than to add this other nonsense to it. So, and then the second thing is, what is the one thing that you can do to start your life in the um, good direction? What is that one thing that you wish you'd been doing all day long? What is it? Is it getting up brushing your teeth? Oh, looky here, we got a visitor, Rosie. She's a she's a new kitty that we've adopted, and she rules the roost around here with our other cats. So, but anyway, I just whatever that one thing is, let me know what it is. I would like to know what it is. My one thing was just making that, that call to schedule that 15-minute call with my now life coach. And that was just one of many steps. There was a ton of other things that I had to do. Um, my house was a mess. My life was a mess. I wasn't a good wife, and a terrible mother. I had been shirked all of my responsibilities, and so and my health was horrible. It was horrible. So I had a long list of things that I had to work on, and it felt insurmountable. I mean, it felt like I was not even going to be able to do anything, but it didn't matter. I just had to make one decision and do it, and I did. And so that's what I'm definitely encouraging you to do. So, um, oh, before I forget, I'm offering, I've got a promotion going on right now. It's 6 weeks of free coaching. So if you are interested in that, you get me, once a week. And then anything that comes up in between, we work on your goals together. What goals do you have? Like right now, my goals are to get more coaching clients. And then my goal is to make sure I get my podcast out every week. And then I have some health goals where I'm trying to limit the amount of soda that I've been drinking. And, it's just different things like that. So, what goals do you have that um, you've been wanting to start, but you haven't been able to? I'm here to help you. I'm offering 6 weeks free. And so I urge you to reach out to me on social media on Facebook, and you can DM me and we will get you started on the right track. Oh my God, this cat. Get down. Anyway, it's Lou around here. So, anyway, I just want to say thank you so much. And I love you. And I will see you next time. Bye.